Canada is done with Trump's tariffs, the ones he's enacted and the ones he's threatening to enact. NBC News reports Canadians are removing American liquor and California wines from their store shelves. They're pulling back on future visits to the U.S. They're pushing Buy Canadian to counter higher costs and spite Trump. And they are uncharacteristically brandishing unvarnished anger over what they see as a betrayal by a longtime friend. British Columbia's premier told NBC News, quote, "We're going to ensure that the Americans understand how pissed off we are, how unified we are, how committed we are to working as a country to stand up for each other." Joining us now is Canada's Minister of Finance and Intergovernmental Affairs, the Honourable Dominic LeBlanc. Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. LeBlanc. It is good to see you. Do you see a path for restabilizing relations between the two countries?
I hope so. I hope so. As your introduction said, Canadians are showing perhaps an uncharacteristic level of emotion or frustration, anger at what's happening to our economy. We think it's unjustified. If you look at how the two countries going back to Ronald Reagan have operated in a free trade context and built an economic and security partnership that we think should be the envy of the world at a time when the world is getting more complicated, when China represents a significant threat to our economy and our security. More than anything, we want to work together in partnership with the Americans like we have for decades. So Canadians are frustrated that these tariffs are being imposed on us. The government of Canada obviously responded, retaliated, as we said we would, and imposed our own retaliatory tariffs. But we very much want to get to a position as quickly as possible where all these tariffs are lifted and we can get back to working on building a secure and prosperous economy in North America. I'm encouraged by my conversations with Secretary Howard Lutnick. He and I have gone back and forth a lot over the last number of weeks and speak quite regularly. I'm hoping we can find our way forward to get back to a position where we're working together on other threats and not simply attacking one another's economy, which isn't in the interests of certainly of the Canadian economy, and I would argue American consumers as well.
Minister, the problem, though, the challenge that we have in this relationship right now is not, born out of something that Canada and the United States have been fighting over for a long, long time. It is born out of the peak of one man who, for whatever reason, has it out for Canada. I want to play for you Donald Trump and what he had to say about reciprocal tariffs on Friday. That really kind of goes to Alicia's question about, well, is there room to work things out? Let's listen.
Canada has been ripping us off for years on tariffs for lumber and for dairy products. 250%. Nobody ever talks about that. 250% tariff, which is taking advantage of our farmers. So that's not going to happen anymore. They'll be met with the exact same tariff unless they drop it. And that's what reciprocal means. And we may do it as early as today, or we'll wait till Monday or Tuesday. But that's what we're going to do.
So where do you work with that guy?
Well, it starts by respecting the government the Americans elected. President Trump won the election in November. He chose his cabinet secretaries. Our obligation as a partner government, as a G7 partner, as a NATO partner, as a NORAD partner, as a free trade partner, should be to work with the government the Americans have elected. Our job is to defend and build the Canadian economy. We think that there's ample room where those two lines intersect. President Trump's comments about dairy, for example, go back to the U.S., Mexico, Canada Free Trade Agreement, CUSMA, which he negotiated in his first term and signed and said was a fantastic agreement. All of the measures that he's now saying are unfair were measures that he agreed to in a free trade agreement that he renegotiated with Canada and Mexico less than 10 years ago. So my conversations with Secretary Lutnick make me think that if we work together, we can find a way to get Canada and Mexico, I think, maybe of the same mind, in a position where the global tariff, reciprocal tariff decisions that Mr. Lutnick and the president will make in early April, we hope can accept that because of the CUSMA agreement, happy to discuss improving it, happy to discuss reviewing it with the Americans. We've said that if they want to review the CUSMA agreement or discuss things that they don't think are working for the American economy, we too have a list of things that we'd be happy to discuss. But let's do that in a coherent partnership context where we're not applying tariffs that change week over week to one another. That doesn't seem the best way to improve an agreement that we're happy to discuss, because we think it should be the basis of prosperity for both countries.
Well, and especially because the prosperity for your country is tied not just to your fellow countries in North America, but also to the global tariffs that this administration is proposing. China has hit Canada with tariffs in indirect opposite to Trump. Quote, China announced tariffs of up to 100% on canola, pork, and other foods from Canada on Saturday. The Chinese tariffs, which take effect on March 20th, were also a clear warning to Canada and indirectly Mexico not to cooperate with the United States on trade. The Trump administration, like the Biden administration before it, has been demanding that Canada and Mexico not serve as backdoors for low-cost Chinese goods to enter the U.S. market under North American free trade agreements. Your response, Minister?
So we agree. There's an area where we entirely agree with the American administration, with President Trump, with his predecessor, President Biden, and his administration. China cannot use Mexico, or our concern obviously is Canada, as a way to dump from their non-market economy goods into North America in a way that violates the spirit and the letter of the free trade agreement. So we, in the Biden administration last fall, matched 100% tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. We matched steel and aluminum tariffs that the United States brought in against China. What you saw there was the Chinese response. They're going to retaliate against Canada. That's fine. We'll support those industries and do what's necessary to ensure. I represent the east coast of Canada. My district, they'll be fishing lobster and snow crab in the Gulf of St. Lawrence soon and selling it to Boston. This is the kind of trading relationship that's important. Some of that seafood goes to China. So these are challenges for us. I said to Secretary Bessent earlier last week that if he wanted to have a conversation about how Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. could work together and put the appropriate tariff measures against China to deal with their dumping into the North American economy, we would be all in having those conversations, and as much as possible doing it, the three of us together. That's the way we can build a strong North American economy. But you're right, the Chinese will retaliate. But we think it's more important to be a reliable partner for the United States and Mexico, and we'll deal with the Chinese as best as we can. But we're a lot stronger dealing with the Chinese if it's Canada, Mexico, and the United States than sort of having them play one of us against the other two. That would not be a good scene either.
Minister, that point is an excellent one. The idea that you have China, coming up against the unified efforts of Canada, the United States, and Mexico. And at the core of all of that, though, and specifically one last point to you, is the relationship government to government, for sure, because that's what's driving a lot of the conversation. But Prime Minister Trudeau, I think, really kind of framed this a little bit different. If you could just listen real quick to what he had to say to Americans about all of this.
We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you.
And, Minister, that's the point. This is not a decision that the Canadians want government to government because it know the impact on people.
And you're right. We obviously worry about Canadian exporters, Canadian jobs, the cost of living in Canada. But because we have to, as a sovereign, proud, independent country would, retaliate or respond to this with our own tariffs, you can see how it becomes quickly a race to the basement. And the people who will pay the price are consumers in in your great country and consumers in Canada. The Prime Minister, I think, reflected, I was thinking about this coming down to the studio in Ottawa this morning. I don't think there's one Canadian that doesn't have a personal connection to the United States. I studied there. I have cousins that live there. I visit the United States all the time. I live in a border province. But the relationships, like in my province on the east coast of Canada, New Brunswick, on the New Brunswick-Maine border, literally they have volunteer fire departments that work together and come across the border if there's a fire. The relationship is economic, it's personal, it's familial, it's ideological. There's so many of the same values have bound our country together in all the biggest conflicts in the world. We've stood together. And that's why this is so difficult for Canadians to understand. In your introduction, you talked about premiers, our equivalent of governors, using the provincial liquor stores to take American wine and booze off the shelves. It's a symbolic thing that sort of expresses the frustration, but you can see why this is difficult. It's difficult for Canadians, it's difficult for our economy, and I hope our American friends realize that, as the Prime Minister said, we want this to be over as quickly as possible so we can work together on security issues, environmental issues, challenges like China. This is much more constructive than figuring out a way to try and vandalize some sector of the economy in North America.
All right. We really appreciate it. Finance Minister, Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, thank you so much. For the second time in 2 years.
Have a great Sunday. Thanks for inviting me in the program.
You got it, my friend.